Oh, I hear you guys talking about Victory Monday. Only one way to get that. Let's see some hustle out there. We got a big game on Sunday.
Let's go! Blue 58! Blue 58!
I mean, you had a great day today. You're taking the first steps towards success in this league. But don't fall back and get lazy. There's more steps ahead, so you got to keep it up.
Lauren Hill, get up, get up, get up. Crib Calabasas on the hill. Had a morning, play.
No Harvard, but I was a scholar. Hard knocks, and I learned to be smarter. Don't prefer to be bothered. You get if I order. That's word to my father. I will for my mother. Deal with my brothers. Keep it real. Don't talk with no. Plus I duck undercovers. Gotta stay on this mission. Got a vision that's endless. They told me don't be a menace. They gon' serve me a sentence. But now I'm up in the illest that did it. Get the cream look. Drop it in it. Give about opinions. I'm just minding my business. If I'm grinding, I'm shining. Don't got time for the gimmicks. Squad, I'm it. 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 Squad. Square one, it's hard to square up. Everybody got.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Jets going up against the Bills. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
Larry, we're just about 4 miles off the shores of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. An early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. A first carry now. This is Hill. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
6 yards to go here on second down.
Let's go. Wide Eddie. Tiger.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4. Bridgewater to throw for it on 4. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
They go play action here on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. Fresh set of downs here. Here's Bridgewater. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Just the first quarter of a tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. If I missed him...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaq Lawson in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go.
On second down, Hill broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Given 3 yards on the run, now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13.
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes...
But he fires one that's intercepted. Hooked up by Brianne Body Calhoun. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Got an open man. It's a new one. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Let's go.
On second down now, Hill. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Let's go.
Slot man moves right. On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. Going deep for Stevie Johnson. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4. Time running out here on the play clock. They run. It's Hill. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Let's go. Luke, yay. Dagger.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defensive player with some confidence, haven't allowed a point yet, flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go. Luke, yay.
The slot man in motion right. A second down throw for Bridgewater. A dump off now to Hill. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Let's go.
And again, it's Bridgewater. And incomplete as the screen there unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4. Here we go with Hill. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Jeremy Hill stopped up short on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football. So this offense will head back out there. They're in excellent field position after the fumble recovery. Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. Letting one go deep for Anunwa. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Quincy Anunwa, 45 yards. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Anderson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 43 yards. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson from 13 yards out. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers.
We pick it up second quarter here as the offense gets ready for the drive. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Slot man moves right. They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second down following the run.
Let's go, Tiger!
The slot man in motion right. Bridgewater now on second down. That one complete to Anderson. A very solid gain of 27. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Slot man moves right. First down, Bridgewater. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A first down throw for Bridgewater. Wide open receiver complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, this from 34. And Catanzero's kick is right through. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Bills haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Jets have looked good on the road and will just try to keep the ball rolling in the second half. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. First and 10, Hill's by himself here, and he ends up at their own 49-yard line. Jets have the football midway through the second, pass into the end zone here, and it leads to a touchdown. Now first and 10, the lead grows to 4. A new one's wide open down the field. Jets later on the drive, pass will be completed over the middle. And 13 yards later, he'll go in for the score. Jets push their lead to 11. Now to late in the first half, Anderson's able to make a catch in traffic. And he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 48-yard line. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios.
This offense ready to get back out there as they'll have the football to start the third quarter. They start the second half with Hill. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now a 10th carry for Hill, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Down carry, it's Hill. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And this one's incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big He's going to wind up and air it out. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Bills will take over. Now following the field goal, what can this offense do? We're about to find out. So out now come the Jets. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Third quarter action, and this offense will have a 1st and 10 as they get set for the next drive. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. Second down, Bridgewater. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Jerry Hughes in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles are usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple.
Pressure gets to him again. Shaq Lawson, he's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And it's fielded at the 34. And a very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here. Late stages of the game here in the fourth quarter as this offense takes over 1st and 10. And the Jets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
No, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football. But they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Bridgewater to throw it. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws in the double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down. In motion, a new one. Now Bridgewater on 4th down. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And quickly they get to the line. Bridgewater on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 2nd down, Bridgewater again. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
The Jets on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Jerry Hughes in there to drop it for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So following the fumble, this offense will get another shot at it as they quickly head back onto the field. They begin the drive with Hill. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Play clock winding down. Again, they run with Hill. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Bridgewater now from the 50. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Preston Brown coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. The busy night continues for Hill. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. The Jets on third down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is third down and 12. Another run, this time Forte. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Able to get up here to the 26. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To throw on second down, Burton. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better. And
all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On third down, Taylor. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Room here to run. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That's his forte. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Jets, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.
I got